Yankees are 3-0. Juan Soto played his
4-0 now. They're now 4-0. They just beat
Oh.
the Astros again. Astros are 0-4, and
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Appreciate that update. But yes, okay, 4-0 versus the Astros, who went deep into the playoffs last year. And so I basically asked the fans after the Yankees swept the Astros in spectacular fashion, are they the team to beat in the AL East? I think there's a lot of bias here in this poll, but 84% say no and 16% say yes. But listen, Ryan, we've talked about this and with the boys and Zach, the Yankees are, while they are not the perfect team and there are question marks surrounding around their starting pitching, they got it done against the Astros, a playoff caliber team. And we talked about in the summertime that they are going to be potentially the team to beat. Still feel like the Orioles are going to lead this division, but would not surprise me at all. The Yankees were a playoff team and actually ended up coming in second in the AL East.
Well, they're not going away at all either, too. And I think that's why the Orioles, to me, everything goes right. Yeah, that should be the team that should be favored. But I'll tell you what, the thing that impressed me about the Yankees this weekend, a couple things. One, they came back every single time. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think today, actually, if I was checking the box score of it, this is the first game that they led. They didn't have to have a comeback lead. They were up 2-1, never relinquished the lead. They did have a tie game, and they scored a run in the ninth inning, and then Clay Holmes shuts it down.
Juan Soto, man.
But the first three games they came back, and Juan Soto is dominant. And I mean dominant. If Gunnar Henderson doesn't win or the MVP this year, Juan Soto's winning the award. It's one of those two guys. Like I am guaranteeing that one right now. And Zach, he's hitting the absolute cover off the ball.
Yeah, he has a over 500. He's actually batting exactly 500 through 4 games. 1 home run, 6 hits. He has 3 RBIs, but he just is finding ways. And the biggest thing is he's coming up clutch. He was the one who drives in that go-ahead run for the Yankees today. He hits the home run yesterday. He's just, as an Orioles fan, it stinks, but man, he's looking like he is changing the way that entire team is playing, because past few years, if Aaron Judge was not doing anything, that offense struggled. It had its struggles. And now you add a Juan Soto to that, he can carry a team by himself.
Well, right now, talking about Aaron Judge is hitting 125 to start the season. And I think that's the part of Soto changes their whole dynamic of their offense. And that's a big part of it. The other part, I'll finish with a Soto thought here in a second. The bullpen for the Yankees has been dynamite. They have been able, the reason why they've come back in every game, their bullpen's been incredible. Nestor Cortez didn't go as deep as he wanted to, either did Carlos Rodon, right? But in this case, today, no earned runs over 3 2/3 innings for them. I believe the day before it was also no earned runs. This Yankees' strength in the past, even last year, was their bullpen. Mm-hmm. Their bullpen is very good. Despite the trade that they made, they have so many really, really good pitchers on the back end of it. And actually, yesterday, another really great outing. It was no earned runs by their entire staff. Obviously, it was a 5-3 game. But again, 3 innings of work from their bullpen, no earned runs. It's a theme for them. It's an absolute theme. What you got?
I'm just like, I'm legitimately laughing. Juan Soto has 9 hits already this year in 4 games. Like, that is ridiculous. In 17 at-bats, he has 9 hits.
Yeah, so I did a Know Your Foe on Juan Soto. It was I think it was the first Know Your Foe segment that I did. So that's, for those that are just tuning in, I do a Know Your Foe segment, which I'll put a video out later. The Know Your Foe for the Royals is going to be Bobby Witt Jr. Mm-hmm. But for the Yankees, it was Juan Soto, and he was one of my teammates when I played with the Nationals organization. The dude's different. The dude is just an absolute monster, and I've had 2 of those oh shit moments in my career. Juan Soto and Gunnar Henderson are the 2 players. But let's just, in the video of me breaking him down earlier, let me explain to you a little bit about Juan Soto's hitting chart, meaning what happens in situations when you throw the ball in certain parts to Juan Soto. Baseball savant. I'm actually going to show more of these with the Orioles players so people can get more of the context of what's going on. So right now you're seeing a lot of blue, and you might think, well, hey, blue means not good, Ryan. Well, actually, this is on Juan Soto's whiff percentage. That means the amount of times he is missing the ball in the strike zone.
the entire strike zone is blue. So that means when Juan Soto gets a pitch in the zone, he's not missing it. Yeah, he might not get a hit every time, but more times than not, he is doing extreme damage. Now, if you are going to get Juan out, obviously, if you look down below here, he will chase a little bit. He actually is a better high ball hitter than he is a low ball hitter.
Yeah. And you know what? That's to me, that's the craziest thing with Juan. It's blue. It's the cold zone. That's his swings. That means he's just not missing balls and he doesn't miss. And if you can't beat him, it's going to be a problem. And Rick, you're right. Uncle Bill said he's going to be the one to beat for the MVP. I said it before. I'm going to stay the bias pick and go Gunnar because I just truly believe in Gunnar, the kid. He's a stud. If it's not Gunnar, it's going to be Juan. And I'm not. It's a 50-50 coin flip on who you guys want to bet on. If you want to make an MVP bet right now, it's Juan or Gunnar. You choose how you want it to be. One of those guys is going to be the American League MVP. And can we actually, I don't know if we should pull up the video, but Juan hit that double the other day. Ball's like 6-8 inches off the plate, and it hits the left field wall, Zach. I think it was nuts.
Yeah.
Like, this is just what he does. But you know what?
He like barely swung. It was one of those, I think, and it's so rare, where Juan Soto was genuinely fooled, but he goes out there, his bat to ball ability is just so ridiculous that he goes out there, gives a half swing to just kind of, okay, not going to hit this one hard. Let me just flick of the wrist, boom, out to left field for a double. And it's simple. Like it almost is. Jeff Passan tweeted it out earlier today. And, obviously it's a Yankee, so it's hard to see, but he's right. When Juan Soto is on, there are very few players that are more exciting to watch play baseball.
They are. And I don't know why he got so much hate. Maybe it was because of that down year being traded. But if you're looking at players moving forward, I can't really tell you a full list. Like Gunnar Henderson, because of his age of being 22, is probably like my top player I'd want to hold on to. But like Ronald Acuna Jr., I know Jackson Holiday in the future. We're taking out prospects at this point. Talk about like bona fide stars in the major leagues. Ronald Acuna Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Gunnar Henderson, Juan Soto. Yeah. And Soto's older than those guys, but he's older, 25. It's
stupid. He also has 3 walks this year. So like just add on to that even more.
It's just an effortless swing. And I think when I try to tell people about Juan, like that ball's on the outside part of the plate, on the corner. And when he swings and you see it, he's one of those guys where you're like, oh, okay, that's a pop-up. Oh, okay, he didn't get enough of that. And then you look up, you're like, oh, that ball keeps going. Oh, holy hell, because he backspins the hell out of the ball and it just carries. But it's not like, oh, maybe it's a coincidence. He does this all the time. And there's a reason why he's going to have a massive year in New York, especially when they get back to New York. It's going to be really exciting to watch.
And what we keep talking about is offense right now. He actually threw out the go-ahead run in, I believe, the 9th inning against the Astros. So he single with the guy on second, and he threw him out that would have won the game for the Astros. So not only is he doing it with his bat, but with his glove and arm. So, man, if you're a Yankee fan, I would say this is so exciting because this is everything you hoped he would be, and it's so fast.
Well, and the Yankees, you couldn't have asked for a better start. You couldn't ask for a worse start if you're the Houston Astros, where now you lost 4 straight. It's not, hey, it's all right. But losing 4 in a row to start the season, and at home, it's a little bit of a gut punch to be like, holy shit, what happened? It's not a good feeling, especially. Go ahead, Brad.
I was just going to say, if you're an Astros fan, like, how are you feeling right now? I mean, as far as like, or even the ball club, it's early, right? But, it's overreaction Sunday. So, you're 0-4. The bullpen looked atrocious. Honestly, the Astros should be 3-1, and they just let those games get away from them. So, what's going on in that bullpen right now? Have you had a chance to really kind of check that out and try to understand what's going on?
There's been a lot more mistakes overall, in my opinion, for them. And it's just a little more uncharacteristic. And even today, it was Josh Hader getting the loss, the guy that they just picked up. And it's a part of it. But really, if you look at for the Astros, that's been a strength. And quite frankly, that was supposed to be a strength for them. Between Hader and Presley, that was supposed to be this tandem that was supposed to be great. Now, it's not necessarily, it's more than 2 guys, right? We've talked about that. You've seen that with bullpens. But for The Houston Astros, the positive, you felt like you could win all the games. The negative, you found ways to lose the game. And as the season goes on, you have to figure out, is this going to be something you right the ship, or is this going to become a trend where you find more ways to lose than you do to win? I'm still going to bet that the Astros are going to find more ways to win than lose. They earn that right. But it's not a good feeling. And at least for Yankees fans, that makes you feel better. You already have 3 come from behind wins to start the season. I thought why the Orioles got off to, or why they kept having more success, because the Orioles were put in these situations over and over. The Orioles, I think at one point, or they had the most, or were at the top of the board with most comeback wins last year, and they could win close games. So in this case right now, the Yankees are starting to quietly build that confidence. For the Astros, you're sitting there going, well, damn, we have time to figure things out. It's okay. But the more of these games that you lose, a little bit more of confidence continues to decrease. But again, they're one of the best teams for a reason. Everyone's counting them out every single year, and they prove people wrong. But we will see what happens. But if you're a Yankees fan, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic if I'm a New York fan.